Was I wrong to vote for Brexit?
It's beginning to look a lot like Brexit, taking back control.
Hey there, it's just Jake here. Today, I want to share a personal journey with you. A journey of reflection, regret, and changing perspectives. It's about a decision I made, a decision that many of us made in 2016 to leave the European Union. Brexit. Brexit is a word that carries immense weight throughout our entire political history, especially our recent political history. Like many, I supported it. I supported Brexit. I've made it clear on the channel previously that I was a Remainer. Didn't really think of the idea of Brexit as a positive thing up until we all went through the Project Fear project. The world would collapse and die if we voted Brexit, but we now know that wasn't the case, certainly not to that extent that they perpetuated it to be. But as the dust settles, I find myself, and I suspect along with a lot of people, grappling with the sense of regret. Was the decision I made to vote Brexit the wrong decision? Join me in this video, like, subscribe, share the video, and join me as we explore this roller coaster of emotions. We often hear the quote, "When the facts change, I change my mind." What do you do, sir? Which was attributed to John Maynard Keynes. I find myself discovering a different perspective, one that made me question the decisions that we made. What information led us down the path of Brexit in the first place? What information made us all vote the way that we did? You fast forward to today and surveys, YouGov, all these different polls paint a different picture. They paint a national sense of regret, of why did we vote for this? The consequences of Brexit have only been detrimental. Apparently the majority now believes that Britain voting for Brexit was the wrong thing, that the decision we made was the wrong one.
51% of Britons would vote to rejoin the EU, according to the latest YouGov polling, while just 32% would vote to stay out.
Why did I vote for Brexit in the first place? It was two reasons. I held the belief, and I still hold the belief, that any legal supersedence should lie directly with the electorate, with our own courts, with our own parliament, with our own government. I don't believe our laws should be decided by anyone else but us. I still believe that. All the other elements of Brexit I disagree with. I disagree with the immigration element. I believe that the government wants this immigration. They need this immigration. They don't care whether skilled labour or unskilled labour come in. It doesn't matter, because there are still plenty of jobs for all of them. We need skilled doctors from other countries. We need farm workers. We need factory workers. We need all this immigration. The immigration that most people have a problem with is the uncontrolled immigration, i.e. the small boats coming across our channel every single day, every single month, every single year. And the government doing their electioneering as per usual. Oh, Rwanda, which was deemed illegal, by the way, but they've rejigged a few things and they've now said, yeah, we're still going. Doesn't matter. The second one was because of Project Fear. I think everyone has that deep sense inside me, like an underdog type feeling. It's like, Brexit was always made out to be the worst decision. No one was going to vote for it. David Cameron was so confident that Brexit would lose, the argument of Brexit would lose, that he called the referendum, which he should never have done. He called the referendum and told his EU chums like Juncker and Michel Barnier and Guy Verhofstadt to not campaign to remain, because it's all right, because the British electorate will vote it anyway. Don't worry about it. Boom! David Cameron causes an implosion, and then, like the true leader he is, walks away. So it's because of Project Fear, the fact that Brexit was the underdog, that was one of the reasons that swayed me to it. One of the two reasons that swayed me to vote Brexit in the first place. Do I regret Brexit? Black and white question. Yes, I do regret Brexit. I mean, it hasn't worked out for so many reasons. It's worked out for some very small, minute reasons, which I've gone through in previous videos. But for the most part, it hasn't worked, and it will probably never work. And we will probably find ourselves rejoining the EU. Not this generation, because this generation are too like, when all the Brexit voters have died out, basically. Then you'll find we'll probably rejoin. They'll probably rinse us for all the money that we have. Some of the regrets that I feel are prominent, like I've already mentioned. Mistakes were made, refusing help from the European Commission officials. There were uncertainties that could have been clarified, uncertainties that the British electorate had, like what benefits did the EU give us? What kind of funding did the EU give us that the British electorate, on a general basis, wouldn't have a clue about? And it's part of the story that resonates with me personally, because this could have been avoided if people, with due diligence, if due diligence was given by David Cameron and his government, Brexit would probably never happen. And ironically, Margaret Thatcher was a free marketeer. She was a person who was like, trade. And by joining and by voting Brexit, we basically stymied our trade routes. So ironically, those right-wing Thatcherites who were like, Brexit, yeah, they've shot themselves in the foot, because now we are more restricted in trade than we were before, which is against what Margaret Thatcher believed in a Thatcherite ideology. The economic impact. Who can forget about the economic impact? The economic impact has impacted us all. Food prices are up. Everything has gone up. Inflation and growth differentials. These aren't just abstract concepts. I used to run an Amazon business, which I could easily ship products to the EU. As soon as Brexit happened, all that was gone. I lost my entire EU trade route with Amazon by voting Brexit. Something I didn't know about until a few months later when they told me, oh yeah, it's stopping, by the way. Oh, right, okay. I lost half of my income because of that. I'm only just rebuilding it this year. Why did anyone vote Brexit? People voted Brexit because of Boris Johnson's BS, Dominic Cummings' BS, Michael Gove's BS. The only reason they voted Brexit in the first place was to perpetuate their own political goals, to politically enhance themselves, which they all did. Boris Johnson then took over. We all know the train wreck that he left behind. So what was the point? What's the point of Brexit? Most people in this country would struggle to find an actual benefit of Brexit. And you can go, oh, the trade deals. Most of these trade deals are rip-offs. Most of these trade deals we already had in place. They just rewrote them, changed the word to UK instead of the EU, and that's it. We may have saved a little bit of money here and there, but nothing compared to the economic catastrophe that we faced since then. So we got our vaccines a little bit earlier. Who cares? In the long run, it turns out that they weren't as effective as they always shout out that they were going to be. Nigel Farage still goes on about the positive impacts of Brexit. I have yet to see any tangible positive impact of Brexit. To me, there are too many negatives compared to the positives, and I think that is the general feeling throughout the entire country. You can already see it in the polls. People are regretting their Brexit decision, voting Brexit, and it's only going to get worse as the generational gap shifts. As the generations shift, majoritively the older voters who voted Brexit will have died out by then, and then we'll have the young remainers shifting in. And I can guarantee that one day the prospect of rejoining the EU will become tangible, will become concrete, and we will see the UK. We may have another referendum on rejoining the EU. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you for watching the video. Share the video, like the video. It helps the channel grow immensely, and this channel has been growing immensely, and I just want to thank you for that. Make love, not war. Did you like the video? Then hit the subscribe button, or watch some more videos. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and helps the channel grow. Thank you very much.